Hey everybody, Justin Glover here with a good friend and in many ways one of my mentors, Mr. Jonathan Budd. What's going on, Jonathan? How are you doing this today?
I'm doing great, Justin. I am so happy to be here, brother. How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing wonderful. If I was any better, I'd be you, my friend. So I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to talk traffic today. More specifically, we're going to talk Facebook traffic and how to get a whole bunch of it. I asked you to come on the line, and I definitely appreciate it because, I know you're a busy guy, but I asked you because you've been doing some crazy things with Facebook, and you've been getting some awesome results and just kicking butt and taking names. And I kind of wanted to dig in and really just ask you, figure out what it is that you're doing. So, before we really dive into it, there's some people that may be watching this that, for some strange reason, they might not have heard who you are, which is, honestly, it's kind of hard to believe because it seems like every website that I log on, you're advertising on it and you're everywhere. So, if you would, just give a brief, just a few seconds to let people know, who is Jonathan Budd? Where did you come from, and a little bit about you and your company.
Thank you, Justin. The company is called Empowered Entrepreneurs Incorporated, and I started about 4 years ago in my parents' off my parents' kitchen table. At the time, I had just graduated from college, and I was completely clueless as to what I was really going to do with my life, and definitely how I was going to make money. But I had this intuition, this passion to create a business on the internet. Started learning about creating businesses on the internet, and was involved in network marketing at the time and wanted more leads for my business, and that was kind of the entry point getting me into internet marketing. And I literally just sat down and I dedicated myself to internet marketing, and I spent 2 years on my parents' kitchen table, literally working day and night to figure internet marketing out and all this different stuff. And by the time I left that table, I was doing over $50,000 to $60,000 a month. So it was pretty cool. I started buying my parents a lot of stuff and making up for all the care they had to take of me when I was growing up and all that sort of stuff. And, really that's just the start. Since then, we have just completely expanded our skill sets, our mindset, our capabilities, our awareness, our vision. And in the last 2 years since then, I've grown a multi-million dollar company on the internet, really focusing and mastering, all of the different available traffic tactics, really conversion tactics, how to make money, flat out, it's that simple. Just mastering how to do it, and then sharing my knowledge, sharing my wisdom, sharing my experiences, and the results that we're creating through our focused intent in all these different areas, just sharing that with other entrepreneurs and sharing that with people who have the same dream, the same vision that I do and that I did. So that's what I'm up to, my friend.
That's awesome, dude. I will just kind of testament that you're actually one of the big reasons that I no longer go and clock in anywhere. I've been full-time for 17 months now, and it's largely because of, stuff that I've learned from you whenever I was getting started, because, like I said, you were all over the place. I couldn't go anywhere to try to learn how to make money online and not see your face. So,
that makes me really happy, my friend, and congratulations, Justin, because you've just done such an amazing job. And full-time, within literally 6 to 12 months of getting started, I know was your story, and just everything you've accomplished has been absolutely phenomenal. So my hat is off to you, my friend.
Appreciate it. All right, so I'll tell you what, I don't want to take up too much of everybody's time, so let's go ahead and get into this. You hear so often that, Google's the big 800-pound gorilla on the block. When it comes to traffic, that's where you should focus your efforts for their pay-per-click platform, all this good stuff. So why Facebook? Why, what's wrong with Google? Why are you so involved in, what does Facebook have that Google is lacking?
Well, number one, diversification is just what any intelligent entrepreneur is going to do. And your market is on Facebook. So it just makes sense, even removing Google from the equation, all the problems that are happening with Google. Your market's on Facebook. You want to be where your market is. You can go to any clickstream tracking on Alexa and look at, which websites your prospects are hanging out on, and then where they go after they leave and where they were before they came. And what you're going to see in almost every single instance is that Google is number one and or Facebook, and Facebook is usually number two. So the same prospects that you target, by keyword on Google, based on the websites they're searching or whatever they're going for, are on Facebook. So it's just intelligent to be there and to understand the new medium for how to interact with them, how to get them, and how to bring them into your list and as a customer of yours. And number two, if you're in the internet marketing industry and really specifically, and it's not even just specific to making money niche or the home-based business niche or the internet marketing niche anymore, it's extended beyond that. It's now people are getting slapped in the health niche and the personal development niche. I mean, it's like any freaking thing Google wants to slap you for, they're slapping you for. And it's just not a wise time to be depending on Google for your business model. Let's put it that way. We were doing about 500 to 600 leads a day exclusively from Google. We had a freaking printing press that was operating. I mean, the thing was literally printing money. And in one night, it was all gone. One night. And that's a wake-up call, that you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket, and then more specifically, that you can't trust Google. I mean, I don't trust Google. I never will trust Google. I think Google's made it very clear that they don't really give a crap about small marketers. I mean, that's just an obvious thing that they've made clear. So it only makes sense that the number two and rising site in the world as far as traffic is concerned is Facebook, and their PPC platform is just getting started. And I mean, come on, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out where the next party is at. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just time for us to figure out how to use it.
Gotcha. Man, and honestly, that makes a ton of sense. I mean, I've heard that story countless times of people's business just completely disappearing overnight. And I mean, it's fortunately it hasn't happened to me. I haven't been one of those people, but it's just I couldn't imagine. So it's definitely a smart thing to do to diversify in the first place. But you're what I've learned from you and found in some recent trainings that you've released. I mean, it's not just we're just diversifying. Facebook is actually kind of replacing it. I mean, it's just as big, and I think that's what people don't they're not seeing. Is that correct?
Well, I highly recommend you show them the first video of our Get Traffic 3.0 series, man, because I could go into it right here and do a 25-minute presentation and show everybody, the trends and what's truly happening right now in the market, in the industry, with Facebook going from 550 million users to 1 billion users. I mean, the writing's on the freaking wall. Like, half the world hasn't even signed on to Facebook yet. I mean, you've got major countries all over the world that this site is just coming online. When you have Facebook go from 550 million to 1 billion users, it's going to more or less 40% double Google at the moment. I mean, there's currently a 15% spread, about a 15% spread between Google's traffic and Facebook's traffic. So what happens when Facebook's populace doubles? This is going to be Facebook. Yeah. This is going to be Google. Google's been leveled. There's a reason they've been trying to get into the social networking space for so long with Buzz and Friend Connect and Orchid, all these freaking things, and they can't do it. They're just nothing that they're doing is successful. It's because Facebook has consolidated the market, and they've really just leveled all the other true, sort of social networking platforms like them, and they're going like this. And, as they build their search engine and do everything else they want to do, I'm not going to miss Facebook. I mean, I missed Google in 2002, 2003. I see the trends right now. Facebook is where it was where Google was back in those days. And I want to plant my feet and be one of those marketers and advertisers who masters the medium. I mean, who's going to become the Perry Marshall of Facebook? Is really the question right now. Who's going to be the Perry Marshall of freaking Facebook? And sit down and master the principles, plant your feet, and ride that wave as it goes up. And that's really the question, the question right now. And that's really what we're going to be teaching people, because we've already been experiencing phenomenal results. I mean, I know few people in our industry who have got, the results that we're getting right now. And I can't wait to really teach people more.
Awesome. So you mentioned Get Traffic 3.0. You've got some free videos that you're just giving these away right now, correct? I mean, can you go
Absolutely.
into, what? I mean, obviously you said the first video is you really go into detail about the differences in the two. What else do people get whenever they actually go and get those free videos?
Well, first off, I think you'd be somewhat insane / crazy not to go watch those videos right now. I mean, they are literally, the feedback we've gotten, the comments we've gotten has been just extraordinary. I mean, it's right on par with like, holy freaking crap, this is huge, and thank you so much, because I did not see it this way. And what we go into more or less is some of our specific strategies, because it's really, anytime you approach marketing, you need to approach it with your strategy. And we've been using a particular strategy called the double lead. It's what we've named it. And any business owner, any person who has a product to sell, any person who's building a brand, any person who is really just establishing themselves and or their business, this strategy will prove to be invaluable to you. So the second video is more or less a 50-minute class going into the psychology and exact specificity of this strategy, how we use it and what we do with it to essentially build our fan page following while at the same time generating opt-in leads. So you're building a list and a social media following at exactly the same time. And there's a very specific way to make this work, and that's really what we go into in detail and really just show people so much about this. And then we also have some interviews with just some phenomenal superstars right now in Facebook marketing. Some of the people who have planted their feet and were the pioneers, and they saw it 6 months ago and 12 months ago, and literally like lightning fast, 400 leads a day, 300 leads a day, just crazy results. And Facebook is just getting started, and we're opening up the doors to these people. We're bringing them all together, and we're teaching people what's going down. So all of this is just in the free part of Get Traffic 3.0. So I highly recommend anybody goes and really studies, observes, learns from these videos.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I mean, I just want to congratulate you and say thanks, because I've learned a lot just from the first 2 free videos that you've given away. It's just like you said. I mean, people would be absolutely insane not to go at least watch these free videos, because I mean, you can't get this type of training in a lot of paid courses. So I'm going to put, depending on where you're watching this or where somebody's watching this, there's probably going to be a link somewhere on this page. I'll tell you what, go into what makes this a little bit different. Talk a little bit about the paid part, because you said, I mean, you're giving away a ton of free information. What about the course itself? What makes this